Hey, this is Jonathan with Elixir Therapy. I wanted to do a quick inner map lesson for the approach to the spiritual breathing method because what we're going to be doing is almost going on a tour around our bodies, around at least in the first couple of levels, that inside of our bodies. This is taken from Buddhism and Taoism and any teachings that are utilizing the ideas of chakras or energy centers, that kind of thing. So if you're attracted to that type of ideas or lineages or traditions, then the spiritual breathing method may get you the results that you're looking for. And just to remind, what we're looking for is a new way of breathing that causes discursive thinking to stop, or us to perceive the universal reality in a completely new way, or it may seem as if a new reality or universe appears to us. Any of those are fine. And so there's three main energy centers that we're going to be dealing with in the first couple of levels. And those are the bottom, middle, and top. Sometimes they're called dantian, sometimes they're called chakras. And for the bottom area, what we're talking about is the actual center of your body. So below, it includes the stomach area, but below the stomach, the genitalia, the perineum, that whole area down there, which is actually a couple of chakras. So you've got the one that's in the center of your body, and then the very bottom root chakra, which they would say is depending on the tradition, the sexual organs, or the tip of your tailbone, or the perineum or huayin point as the very base one. When we first start, our ability to differentiate the different areas inside our body and different energy centers and chakras will not be very clear yet. So at the beginning, the idea is putting the mind or the fire into the water. That by putting our awareness into the lower chakras, it will heat up that area or cause energy or water to churn and move. And then we're going to take that accumulated awareness and send it up the back and then down the front. Up the back is essentially the spine. It's spinal awareness. And it's going to include a little bit of a route over the top of the head into what's called the third eye area, or just the forehead, or the space in front of the forehead. All right. And then that's the top energy center in this tradition. And then as it drops down the front, or relaxes or sinks or moves down the front, or spreads down the front, then we're going to hit chest area, which is heart chakra, or center of your body energy area, related to typically emotions, whereas this one is related to insight or intelligence. And then down to stomach, which you can't see right now, but to the stomach area, which is related to feeling satiated, safe, with bodily movement, spinning, flipping, turning, pushing, pulling is all going to be based on where your lower center is placed. Just as an aside, if you were going to apply that to martial arts, that's a lot of what Tai Chi does. It'll bring in the idea of moving the feet as well, that your base, the base of the triangle, as unbelievably important. If we're just sitting, then the base is going to be the bottom of our torso at the bottom, because our feet are going to be folded, or we're going to be in some kind of position down there. So let's go on a tour around the inside of the body. as we do this tour, this is going to be the direct visualization that we're going to use in the actual spiritual breathing method that's presented in another video. Okay, so begin by sitting, lying down, standing. It doesn't matter. What's more important is to follow your intuition, which one sounds the best to you right now. In a lot of Buddhist texts and Taoist texts, they're going to recommend doing this sitting or standing so that your spine is upright. But if you're injured or you're sick and you want to do this lying down, or it just sounds better that way, you're just super tired, then go for it. It's absolutely fine. Practice is better than no practice. So what we're going to do is we're going to journey down into our stomach and belly and pelvis area. If you're a woman, it's your womb area, into our sexual organs. We're just kind of exploring down there with our mind. And already by now, I can already feel a slight, what feels kind of like a heating, a slight warming area as I'm kind of looking around down there, just kind of watching. It starts to heat up the area. And what you're going to notice is, like, as that bird goes, I can feel my consciousness wanting to attach to that. And, oh, let's listen to that bird. And I'm having to keep coming back and bringing it back to the stomach area. We want to train our awareness over time to be able to look into, explore, relax, investigate anything that we want for as long as we want. We want to build up the amount of sensation, also known as energy or chi, in that area. So I'm just keep coming back. I'm kind of looking around, trying to find the very middle of my body, which it has a certain feel. You're going to have to look around for it, depending on your age and size and body type and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be in a different spot for you. It might be a little lower for you, a little higher for you, a little bit more towards the spine, a little bit more in front. You're kind of searching for a sense of having found the absolute middle of your body. Something I used to think about was if there was a pole sticking out of the ground like this, and I was going to lay on it somewhere with my body, I was going to lay on it, that point where we would put our stomach onto that pole, that would be the exact middle spot of our body. Okay, so I'm going back there. I lost a little bit of energy by doing the description, but I'm going back. Things are getting kind of warm again, a little bit of movement. And to me, it feels as if maybe I've found that spot. And that's all you're looking for, a sense of, oh yeah, it's probably right around in there somewhere. Or maybe it's a very crystallized point to you. Any of that is totally fine. Once you kind of feel like you've found that spot, we're going to stay right there as much as possible. Don't worry about your rate of breathing right now, anything else that you're doing. You don't even really need to listen to me at this point. If you found that spot, then keep the awareness on that spot. You're just watching it. And two things will happen. As we watch it, it will begin to heat up or feel energized. And then two, it's going to start to produce its own charge or energy or movement or sensation. Whichever of those words works for you, that's the one to keep using. Throw away the stuff that doesn't work, keep the things that do work. Now, in the practice of the spiritual breathing practice that we're presenting, we would move down towards the Huiyin perineum area, tip of tailbone, and begin to go up the back. However, right now, I want to introduce the 3 energy centers, and then we'll do the spine separately. Next energy center is the heart area, the whole area. Now, some people will say it's just the thymus gland or it's a smaller energy center, but at the beginning, you want to explore this whole area. And you're looking for, again, the exact same as your awareness rests there, some type of sensations. Any sensation is right, even if it feels cold or like wind, or it can feel whatever sensations are fine. And this stimulation with this area is going to be related to emotionality, love, compassion, empathy, being able to feel. We go, like that, or I, me. There's a certain complex emotional quality to as we stay here in the center area. And you might get pulled away by something, or you start thinking about something else and keep coming here. We're just looking to build it up. And you'll notice just over 3, 4, 5 minutes in the area, things will start to happen. Also notice that it may feel like torture to you. We're used to our awareness jumping around. And this idea that we're going to just stay in one spot and just watch it and just wait and be patient and loving may be completely new, and you're just getting pulled away and you hear a phone notification and then a car honks or something and you keep getting pulled away. That's fine. That's fine. That's normal. That's what the awareness does. It moves to all the different things. Just keep coming back. And this is the middle main energy center. Are there other chakras? Absolutely. We'll get to that in the advanced levels. Next, we're going to move up to the forehead, the space in front of the forehead, the center of the brain, the top of the head, all around in here, maybe even the roof of the mouth. You're looking for awareness in this top spiritual center or energy center. And this is related to sensations of insight, being able to penetrate, understand, see through things. Some traditions would say a lot of each of these centers is going to have certain paranormal or psychic or magical abilities. I hear a car door, there's sirens. I'm just coming back. Every time I notice I've drifted off or moved somewhere else, I just come back. I'm looking to accumulate sensation, accumulate time here. Or you're just looking and you're just saying, what's going on? What's in there? What could be in there, in this area? All right, great. Now let's go on a journey up the spine. And maybe I'll wait for the siren to pass by. But great, this is great training. This is great training. Those things, this is what's happening all the time. Things are pulling our awareness, and then it gets pulled, and then you come back. All right, spinal journey. Let's go up the spine. We're going to start at the very bottom, the very tip of the coccyx, down there, kind of at, you're going to have to kind of find and search around for where it feels like the very tip of the spinal column is. And once you find that tip, stay right there. And what I'm hoping you notice is that with the intention, because I've already kind of said it, with our intention is we're going to journey up the spine. But we need to do it in a very specific way. We're going to have to probably go very, very slow. So you're going to have to go and find the end of the spine, and then you're just going to wait there. And as we saw with the other energy centers, or with any part of our body at all, as our awareness stays there, it's going to start to accumulate sensation, a warmness or movement or electrical feeling. Anything you feel is fine. Whatever sensation your awareness is causing to accumulate in that area is correct. And what you'll notice is And I'm starting to feel it right now, that as you sit and allow the awareness, the energy, the charge to accumulate, it will start to spread. And in some ways, I often kind of think about it like heating, or like a microwave or something, where as you heat up a certain area, the heat is going to spread naturally. It's going to radiate to the areas, the nearest areas, or areas that it's touching. So in some ways, we're kind of heating up at the spine. So we can't just all of a sudden jump up to the top of the spine. It's cold up there. What we're going to do is we're going to warm up the whole spine. So we're going to start at the bottom. It's getting maybe 6 inches or so up right now. So I'm not to the middle of my lower middle back yet, but we're getting ready to get there. And so I'm just waiting. So there's an intention for it to spread up the spine, but I'm not pushing it faster than it wants to go. I'm throwing gasoline on the fire, but I'm letting the fire spread on its own. Okay, we're into lower middle back now. And you may be going faster or slower, that's fine. Just notice this process of intending, of leading very slowly, the awareness, the energy, the sensations, the warmth, the electricity, the movement, the wind, whatever it is you're feeling. This particular method of allowing the sensation to spread. I am in the middle of my back, or right below shoulder blades. We're entering into shoulder blade area. It's getting to the bottom of my neck. I'm feeling the desire to start kind of straightening and stretching the back of the neck, the back of the skull. I can feel there's almost like a little blockage at the base of my skull here, where the heat is having a hard time getting through. So I'm just kind of experimenting with tucking my chin, just kind of looking, finding the spot where it releases, allowing the spine to lengthen. And now it's starting to go through. Back of the head, top of the head, skull. Feels like the skull's kind of heating up. Forehead. Very top of sinuses. Very, very top, like the very curved part here. Going through now. And into teeth and roof of mouth and throat. And here's where you would, if this is your tongue, you're slightly folding it and then letting your jaw rest on top of it like a spring, such that the bottom of the tip of your tongue is now resting on the roof of your mouth. This is where I'm feeling the warmth. Now it's going way faster. Now it's starting to go whoa, like that. And at this point, it feels more like a warm rain instead of a warm electricity to me. And whatever sensation you're feeling, it's fine. It's a much faster movement. And so we're almost back down to the lower area, the lower dantian and lower chakra area. And now we're back. That would have been one loop. So let's review what we looked at today. We're doing an inner tour of our body, the 3 main energy centers, the tummy and womb and sexual organs and low back and all that area down here. This middle area, the heart, the chest, the shoulder blades on the back. It's a whole unit. The head, top of head, jaw, mouth, back of head, this whole area. And then we looked at the spine as a long crystalline road that as you place awareness on, it begins to heat up and lengthen and expand at its own rate. And it's probably, most likely, even for me after 20 years of practice, slower than I want it to be. I wish it would just go, but that's not the practice. You wait and let it just spread naturally on its own, and it will. Next, what you'll see in the next video is that we're going to apply a breathing rate to this. So we're going to build energy or sensation in the lower area. Then we're going to inhale up the spine to here, as if the spine is glowing and activated. And then we're going to go on the exhale down the front, activating, sending sensation to, feeling what happens down the front, through the first energy center, down the front to the second main one, down the front to the bottom energy center. And it creates a cycle known as the water wheel cycle in Taoism. In some areas of Buddhism, they would reference this as turning the karma wheel in your own body, meaning that you can burn off karma or transcend it. Also in Taoism, this is known as the golden elixir, putting the fire in the water, mixing the dragon and tiger. And these practices lead to the first level is a calmness, which for a lot of us is going to be good enough. But then surprisingly, there's more levels, and that it can lead to completely new ways of thinking, a lack of discursive thinking, perceiving in a completely different way, or having an experience as if we're able to experience other realities that are folded up within ours, trying to explore that the way that we look, our awareness itself, or the quality of our awareness determines what we perceive, and that we're used to perceiving reality in a certain way because we're using the same method. That most of the time that is naming and thinking and being philosophical and discursive and judgmental about what we're experiencing. And that when we drop those off, then not only do we perceive in a new way, what we perceive is different. And that is a wild experience. And until you find a method that does that for you, don't stop. Don't stop. Third and final one. This is a rejuvenating practice. We're stretching and moving our body. We're sending energy, kindness, love, light to areas of our body. We're slowing down the breathing rate and becoming better breathers, which is going to have all sorts of health benefits over the long term. If you keep it up, there is a rejuvenating effect to these practices. And again, until you're getting some relief from suffering, a completely new way of perceiving, and mega long-term health benefits, keep looking, keep trying different methods, keep creating your own. Take this, what we're doing here, and modify it with your own beliefs or your own research or your own understanding or your own experiences until you're able to get the full benefits of these type of practices, and then share it with other people. All right, great job today. And I hope you'll go on to the next video and start do some practice sessions with me and start practicing and creating your own breathing practice going forward. All right.